Dear students, now I will show you some materials. You tell me from which material all this material is made of. Okay? Which we will use in our day-to-day life. Comb, brush, soap box, clip. Everyone knows this is using every day. Yes, right? This one, wire, switch, storing the food. I think you got the answer, everyone, right? Yes, you guessed it correctly. Today we are going to learn plastics. In the last class, we have studied artificial fibers, right? Today, we are writing plastics. It is included in this chapter because this plastic is also a polymer, and in all the aspects of our day-to-day life, we are using plastic. Now, what are plastics? How they are made of? Plastics also polymer, and the units which it is made of are arranged in two ways, different ways. The units which join together form the polymer which will make the plastic linear manner. It may arrange, or in some plastics it will arrange cross-linked, interlinked, like this way, we link with one another, see, and interlinking is also possible. It is linear arrangement, the units which will make the polymer of plastic, and in this one, it is arranged in the cross-linked manner. And the unit which are make the plastic may be different for different plastics. We have almost 50 types of plastic. So it is possible by this property we will have different types of plastics. Now why we have to learn about plastic? What is the important role it will play in our life? It's a few important properties made us to use. Everyone made using this plastic. First one is it is very light, then it is strong, it is durable, and it resists water, air, chemicals, heat, electricity. All these properties lead us to use this plastic. Plastic, if you imagine, you have some goods. You want to carry it from one place to other. You want to carry back, or the material you want to carry it. It should be light, and it should have strength to carry that things, and it should not react with the material, the goods which you want to carry. Now imagine in which material you can have these properties. In your mind you may get metals, you may use it, right? But metals are reacting with air or water. Slowly they may get rusted, or corrosion also take place. If you take some chemicals in it, like acids if you take inside the metals. Glass you cannot take, it is brittle to carry the things, heavy. And which will come in your mind, which is the best one you can carry, any goods? That is plastic. It is very light, and you can take any material because it won't react with it. That quality it has. You may take milk, you may take food inside the plastic container. It won't react. Even in the medical field, the medicines, the doctors which prescribe the medicines, they will give it in the bottles which is made up of plastic. because it won't react. And the gloves used by doctors, it is plastic. Do you know, children, while doing the stitches for the persons, they will use which thread? It is the plastic thread they are using because they are not react with the material. They resist the chemicals. That is the very good quality we need. Now come to the plastic. There are different types. As I said, almost 50 types of plastics are there. But when you make two big separate groups, there are two types of plastics. One is thermoplastics and another one is thermosetting plastic. So we group the plastics into two groups. Thermoplastics first group and second group is thermosetting plastics. Thermoplastics are those plastics, when you heat it will melt. And after that, you can give any shape or any structure to this plastic. Example, all your this plastic which you use for storing water, this plastic or this plastic. So all plastic we use in our day-to-day life, they are thermoplastics. When you apply the heat, it will melt easily. But what about thermosetting plastics? These plastics, once they are molded into particular shape, when you apply the heat, it won't lose its structure. It is very hard, it resists heat. The plate which I have shown, this is thermosetting plastic because if you keep hot objects, it will not react. The example that plastic is melamine. And you have seen at the home, the handles of the cookers. It is thermosetting plastic. It is bakelite. It is made up of metal. These two types of plastics are thermosetting plastics. And you have seen in all the cookwares, the handles are made by bakelite and the switches also made by bakelite. And melamine in cookware and firefighting persons, there in the dress material, the outer layer will be made up of melamine because it resists flame, it resists the fire. And cookwares, even the floor tiles, it is made using melamine. So we have two types of plastics, thermoplastics and thermosetting plastics. Here you can say example, polythene. Polythene. The polythene bags we use in our day-to-day life, no? That is the example. So we can use it, but this one we cannot use it again and again. It won't change by applying the heat energy. So in this way, plastics will play a very important role in our life due to the properties, its properties. Properties of plastic, I will separately write properties. First one is, anyone can afford plastic. It is cheap, very cheap it is. Then light and strong plastic materials, light and strong. You have seen in a polythene bag, if you go to market, how many kgs of vegetables you will carry, right? Everything is very strong. And it is bad conductor of heat and electricity. Bad conductor of heat and electricity. It is resist to chemicals. Then durable. Its lifespan is much long. So that is why if you go to anywhere, any shop, you will see plastic. Mainly it is used for a packing purpose because it won't react. Your fruits or your dry fruits, milk, food, any other item if you take is packed by this one. The thing is, all advantages of plastic we have. One big disadvantage of plastic that we have to face. That is, as I said, this thermoplastics. After bringing it home, the packed one, the plastics or the polythene bag, what will do? Some of them may reuse it, but they will throw it. So it will make solid waste and it will consume the place. Now, if you want to avoid that waste by burning it, it gives out smoke, and that smoke makes air pollution. It is not good for health, and it will melt and become a sticky material. So it will remain. Then, if you think of digging the earth and burying it under the ground, but you know there are microbes which degrade or which will disintegrate the organic matter. They are living in the sand, mud. They are also get affected by this. They cannot able to biodegrade this material. It is non-biodegradable material. Plastic is non-biodegradable material. That is the big disadvantage of the plastic. Almost more than 1,000 years. If you go and see, plastic will remain. More than 1,000 years needed to break it. It is non-biodegradable. This is a big disadvantage of plastic. Now, if you think what we can we throw it to the water? Again, risk is there. The aquatic animals, they also get affected by this plastic. So how to overcome this plastic? And you have seen while using the vegetable peels or food stuffs remaining, they can be disintegrated few days later. Or even the cloth, it will take few months to disintegrate, to break into smaller pieces. And if you take wood, it also disintegrate, biodegradable material, few years it will take. But metals and plastics, these two, it will take more than 500 or 1000. They will not reacted by the microbes. They are not able to break it. So that is the big disadvantage of the plastic. So how to avoid this? Or how we need this plastic? Because it can be given any shape, any size. Everyone we are get to habit to use it. It is inevitable in our life now. Now what we have can do to clean our environment is the 5 steps we have to follow. That the 5 R's we have to use. That is reduce the use of plastic. Whenever possible, instead of using plastic, if it is possible to use other materials, you can use that one instead of plastic. Like if you go to market, instead of using polythene bag, you may use bags made from cotton or jute. That is one way. So you can reduce the using of plastic. Second R is reuse. That is, once you have that one plastic, you use it again and again for little more time, and then you can discard it, you can throw it. So how many times you can able to use it for your work? You can reuse it, whichever plastic articles you are using. By that consumption, the production of plastic can be reduced. Third R is after throwing or not using that plastic, you can recycle. You have seen the thermoplastics can be molded into different shapes by applying heat. You can change it into different shape or different plastics again and again, and you can recycle that plastic. So by that also it will help to reduce the production of plastic, use of plastic in our daily life. The fourth one is you can get the material or the energy from the plastic bag if not possible. And refuse. Last one is refuse, means try to avoid plastics. By that we can make the use of plastic in a less quantity, or whatever plastic we have produced now in this world. Tons of plastic. Almost 30 to 40% of plastic we are using for packaging purpose throughout the world. So that plastic we have to reduce it, because some of the fields is inevitable. You have seen, it is milk or the other food items. If you want to pack it and store it, you have to use plastic. Or if you take the medicine or the other things, you have to use plastic. We cannot use it. Some fields we have to use plastic. It's inevitable. But if you use these 5 steps, reduce, reuse, recycle and recover, refuse, by that it will help us to make this environment much better. So that is the importance of this particular chapter. The artificial fibers and plastic. It is all man-made materials to satisfy our needs. We produce it. It has got many advantages. We have learned the fabrics, different fabric, how good they are in our day-to-day life. And one disadvantage we had in the fabric. In the same manner, in case of plastics, we have the many advantages. All the qualities which we need, it has. Like it can be remolded, any shape you can give, cheaper, durable, strong, it resists chemicals, all the points it has. But only one negative point it has, it is non-biodegradable. That will make us a big headache. Whatever it is, in coming days as you grow up, you follow these 5 R's to make this environment of the society little bit less free from the plastic. And at the end of the lesson, we have some question and answer. We can go through it. See the page number 40. They are given some points about this chapter. You have to read it, and the exercise, you tell me now correct, which is correct or wrong. Rayon is different from synthetic fibers because it has silk-like appearance, right? It is obtained from wood pulp. Its fibers can also be woven like those of natural fibers. Which is the correct answer? It is obtained from wood pulp. Next one, plastic is, second question, fill in the blanks. Synthetic fibers are also called dash and dash. What is the answer? Yes, it is man-made fibers or artificial fibers. B. Synthetic fibers are synthesized from raw materials called petrochemicals. From the petroleum products, we are producing all synthetic materials. Lastly, like synthetic fibers, plastic is also a what? Synthetic material, artificial material, man-made material. So dear students, we finished this chapter. At home, you read the textbook again and again, underline the important points and write the different materials you will get which are made from plastic and make the table. Thank you.